Welcome back to Blown Budget Garage. If you're new, my name is Randy. This is the 73 Swinger that I've been working on. This episode is all about one thing, getting paint on the car. It's going to be as budget friendly as I could possibly imagine. I'm also going to try to get that power steering pump on. Finally got the right pulley. Imagine that. All right, that's enough. Let's get to work. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about what we're using. Right here, 15 bucks, 320 grit. For the primer, again, same stuff, 2K urethane. You don't need to use 2 gallons like I'm doing. I had a lot of work. This car was in pretty rough shape. Most of the time, 1 gallon will get you good. Using the medium activator to get, because it's the right temperature. For a DA, I'm just using a cheap Harbor Freight DA. I think it was like 30 bucks. Again, for the spray gun, cheap Amazon spray gun. Keeping it low buck. Again, to strain it, Harbor Freight. I mean, basically what you see here is just, it's Harbor Freight everything. There's one body line I want to make sure I don't dig into, so I've taped that off so I can start sanding. But basically, the paint I got from eBay. I've ordered it, tax and everything included, under 200 bucks. The filler primer is about 50 bucks. The activator is 30 bucks. The sandpaper was 15, the sanding pads. The DA was 30. Wax and tar remover, dirt cheap. I mean, basically, we'll put a total price at the end. And for filler, I use Summit filler. So I'll give y'all like down to a penny cost, but I don't think it's gonna be more than like 500 bucks. All right, so found another high spot, finding some little pinholes, finding some spots that just didn't look so great. So I'm adding a little bit of glaze. I'll have to sand that back down. This is all part of it, guys. You can either have something perfect or you can have something close enough. Close enough is kind of what we're going for, but as you can tell, once you sand it down, you can really see the highs and the lows. So I'm just finding little spots and I'm just reglazing. After I get all this glazed this last time, basically once I shoot the primer, that's it. That is gonna be it. So just trying to make things look decent, that's all. All right, so as you can see, it's still a little low there. Still a little low in there. I washed the car down. I wiped it down. When it's wet, you can kind of see there's a little bit more work I'm gonna have to do, but I wanna get some more primer on it, and then we'll see if I gotta just glaze a little bit more. So I'll be putting about another half a gallon worth of primer on it tomorrow, and then I'll sand everything down, see what needs a little bit more touch up. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it, but oh well. I'll touch it up one more time, spray it, and then that's gonna be it. It's looking pretty good. All right, so it's still not perfect, but I've been working on this, trying to get this body gap better. It's way better than it was before. It doesn't quite stick out as bad. I mean, it's still the tiny little bit bad right there, but that's good enough for me. Now, because of that, I kind of adjusted everything, so now my gap on the front of the hood here, I mean, it's real wide there. It's not quite as wide there. And then it's wider in the front than it is in the back. So I'll have to do some adjusting on that at some point, but that's no big deal. I wanted to get that ready because I just, you know, sick of dealing with it. So now I can wipe the car down and spray some more primer. That took like an hour, believe it or not. 75% humidity, so, you know, that's perfect weather conditions for this. I went ahead and got everything degreased. You can still kind of see it drying a little bit. So let that finish up and then we'll start spraying again. well while the car is waiting. I went ahead and roughed this up and did another 3 coats of that matte black Duplicolor. Let me see here, I'll show you. Right, nope, sorry, I lied. I used that last time. I wanted to try this, the Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel. 2 times coverage, paint and primer. Automotive grade. Basically, I don't know. That's what it looks like. This is the cheap eBay hood scoop, so you know, take that for what it's worth. But I might do one. I think I got enough for 1 more coat, and then that should be pretty good. My cheapo Amazon spray gun said, I'm done. I wanted to lay a nice thick wet coat, so I have about a half a pint on this quarter, about a quarter of a pint on that door. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna buy another one just like it for 30 bucks. I have plenty of material now. After that, block it, paint it, we're done. All right, I have updates. I couldn't leave that alone. Did that spot. I was about to leave it, and then I said, nope. I can't do it, guys. I gotta get it better, that's all. So if you've never done this before, that's why you wanna use tape. You can really make sure you keep a nice straight body line. I didn't need to do it on the bottom, so that's why I didn't tape the bottom. But this is looking much, much better. I went ahead and did the same on this side. That side looks much better. That should finish blocking down nicely. I did a little bit more work in here if you can't tell. And I did the same up here. I taped it on the top and the bottom. I didn't really need to go all the way from the front, so that's why that looks like that. So yeah, that's it. I just gotta let all this cure, work these 3 spots. I mean, that door is still, what's going on is this metal has stretched, and I need to shrink it to keep it from, it has like an oil canning effect going on right now. There's nothing I can do with that. It's just gonna be like that. So unfortunately, there will be 1 spot that's not so great. So this will be the or best offer side, and this will be the Craigslist marketplace side. Something that's very difficult for me is learning when to leave good enough alone. This will be the last pass. I went ahead and smeared some on a couple low spots on the bumper, and I did 1 more pass over here. And I did another pass up here, and then I started kind of my rain channels, right? So this is it. I'm out of material, so even if I wanted to do more, I can't. All right, so as you can see, it's still a little bit wonky right here, and I got a sand right here. There's a little spot right here, but overall, I went ahead and sprayed almost the entire car again. So I got a little bit of wet sanding to do. When I block that, maybe a little bit of that will be saved, probably not. Resprayed the beak, and I got this side real nice. Kind of a vanishing body line back there. We'll try to address that. But basically right now, all I gotta do is a little bit of wet sanding, and then next comes paint. go. It's looking, I mean, it's looking okay. You know, like I said, about a 5-footer. It's a little streaky. I got about 3 coats on here. I did get a couple little bugs. I sweat in it a couple of times. It's got a real nice shine to it though, doesn't it? There's one spot up there that had a little bit of junk in it. There's a little bit of a little run right there. I got a little bit of a run right up in there. But overall, I would say it's okay. I got a sweat right there. So I'm saving, I sweat right there. I mean, look at my arms, guys. It is hot. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of color correction in a couple spots. So I'm saving the paint that I have in my hardener and reducer. Valance looks good. But basically, I would say I'm happy with it. Is it gonna win any car shows? Any awards? No. Is anybody gonna look at it and be like, I should hire this guy to paint? Probably not. But I like it, and that's all that matters. It is certainly better than primer, and it's better than what it was before. It's pretty slick. I can't wait to see it once I can get it all corrected, touched up, polished up. It's gonna be nice. This color is just such a pretty, it goes from like aqua to has some silver, and then the further you get back, I mean, look at that. It's just the tones in it are just, I love it. I hope you guys like it. Like I said, this ain't no Chip Foose award-winning paint job, but for a guy in a metal building, I'll take it. It's 58% humidity, 86 degrees, so not ideal weather conditions by any means, but man, that's slick, ain't it? All right, I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging around and watching and waiting. It's been a ton of work. I know it isn't 100% spot on, but that is good enough for me. Y'all have a good week. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.